what lessons can Australia and other countries in the Asia Pacific region learn from the United States and perhaps the EU in this regard?
Sure. I think probably one of the key things that everyone can take away from all of those kind of arrangements is the importance of collaboration. What we find is most organizations, I mean, really, frankly, any organization, they can't do it alone, whether it's an individual business, agency, or even a country at a larger level. They need to collaborate with others because at the end of the day, someone may have insights, visibility, or intelligence into a specific threat that maybe one of their allies or partners doesn't. Being able to share that on a kind of global basis or across your partner organizations or countries is critically important to you being able to succeed.
Chris, you've worked with boards and CEOs across the world, both in planning for and responding to large-scale cyber incidents. What should CEOs and boards be thinking about today as they assess these new threats and risks in the Asia Pacific region and contemplate what a more unstable geopolitical environment looks like into the future?
CEOs need to be more plugged into what it looks like when an incident occurs. Historically, when we've seen incidents, it's largely been managed by the CISO and maybe even levels below them. It's important now, especially as the incidents get larger, ransomware events get bigger, the demands on the organization are increasing, and the need for the CEO or at that level to be plugged in is critically important. And they need to be able to know what that experience is like because the timelines for these events are also speeding up. You know, when we used to see breaches years ago, they would take place over weeks, months, maybe even longer, and there was often a lot of time to contemplate what your actions might be. Nowadays, what we find is those events are taking place over hours to days, and so the need for the C-suite and the CEO in particular to understand the ramifications of that and how they're going to respond, kind of build that muscle memory of what that response would look like is critically important. And then also what we find is there's increasing interest from a regulatory and legal standpoint to actually place liability at the C-suite level based on how an organization either reacts or doesn't react properly. So I think it's in their own best interest as well just to raise their awareness.